Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Quiet Storm, right here on Peace on the Street Radio Show. Woo! And I'm your host, Prince of the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
And your girl, Mimi Mala with.
And Yoleva, what's up, everybody?
What's up, Orlando? It's good to see the family. How the family doing over there?
Oh, man, we doing good, brother.
I know, and you had a blast.
I'm living. I'm having the best birthday month of my life right now,
Happy
man.
birthday to you, brother. And I hear you
thank
just
you.
getting back off a cruise.
Yes,
huh?
sir.
He looks like it too, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I brought back the little Hawaiian shirt.
You got a
look
little
and the
tan as
shorts.
well?
I did get a little
I can
tan
tell.
out there.
I
You know,
see
went to
that.
the Bahamas.
Nice,
We went on the Disney cruise. Nice little family time. And,
Okay.
man, I had a good time. Got to see some new stuff.
Did you need that break?
Ooh, Lord, did I. Oh,
Okay.
man, it felt so good. I feel rejuvenated, you know.
Right.
I've
Like
been
no
more-
internet, nothing like that, right?
Yeah, I pretty much logged off. I wasn't
how you
posting.
gotta do
I
it.
wasn't on
You wasn't
Instagram.
working.
I wasn't working at all.
Yeah,
at all,
man.
at all. You know, I just clocked off, man. And I came back, and from day one, man, I've been more productive. I've been getting
on.
more stuff done. Cause
Maybe,
Come on.
maybe
It's
you know,
fresh.
yeah, man. Maybe that's what we need every now and then, just to get away.
No, that's what everybody needs.
Right.
You have to take. I always say one day out the week. Even though we don't travel like one day out the week like that all the
Yeah.
time, but that's necessary. Those vacations,
Oh, yeah.
straight
Yeah,
up.
man,
Oh, yeah.
I had to take a couple of days off and go down.
I
to
saw
the
you went to the beach,
man.
right?
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Just
On
did
the
as well.
beach, man. And,
Hustling
you know,
at the beach. I saw
and
you.
then once I got down there, I started looking around, and you know me, man. I started trying. I
Lord
made some
have mercy. That's why you can't take no
connections.
man to the
hear
beach.
you, brother. I hear you. I
You
was
can't take your boyfriend to the
I was
beach.
talking to the people out there about the housing and how all this stuff was doing. And man, let me tell you, the Chinese people are buying the Bahamas.
Hardy, man.
They really are, man. My tour guide took us around and he was talking to us about Chinese people came down. They bought the whole building, a whole building for like $200,000.
They got the money.
They went, they bought it. They rent.
You
one
guys
out,
understand
they
this is a
flip
strategy
it.
or something, right?
But you know what I was thinking,
It's
man?
never just for pleasure. I'm just saying.
Think about how much
Yeah.
the Western world goes to the Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
How many Americans, Europeans go to the Bahamas
big
all the time.
Right.
And why don't they ever do that?
Right.
Why don't they ever invest in these black and brown communities, man? They could have had the Bahamas
Already.
looking like Dubai.
Well, now-
if they
Exactly.
wanted to invest a little bit of money,
Now
but
China
instead of that,
is.
they just want to be.
Well, they
I ain't gonna say it. You know what I mean.
Yeah, well,
and
they-
instead of doing that, man, they just want to go and exploit them so they can go vacation for cheap and nothing else.
That's
and in the
it.
meantime, the Chinese people going in and buying the Bahamas right under
Well,
their
see,
nose.
they've been in the United States, has been partnered up with the Bahamas because the Bahamas
It's
and
America-
United
it's a
States.
part of America.
And they started sending everybody to the Bahamas. I remember when everybody, that was the big thing,
Part of the
going
Bahamas.
to the Bahamas. So, you know, the United States got their hand in it.
Yeah,
you
but it's for
know?
tourism
that's
only.
tourism
And that's good.
only.
Okay.
and that
I
doesn't
get
benefit
that.
nobody.
But like he's saying, there's no investment in
Yeah.
that nature.
No.
They buying the housing.
Okay.
Right? They buying the all over
getting
downtown.
mad at this.
They're just buying
Getting
all
mad
these
at
little
everybody.
houses and they're fixing them up
Right.
and renting them out for new. And they're talking. It's like, man, listen, the sewage here doesn't work. When it rains, the downtown of the whole country, basically the Bahamas, gets flooded.
Right.
And it's like, what are we talking about? Like, this
Yeah.
country's beautiful. There's so much money
There-
here.
yeah, it really
you
is.
see the Disney cruises come in. You see
Yeah.
Atlantis.
Uh-huh.
A couple $1 million houses, and then everybody else broke. And it's like, bro, if you just like open your mind a little bit,
Right.
you could just buy buildings here, make brand new looking downtown
Yeah.
areas.
Do you know
invest
you know
here.
the government is very corrupt.
Of course.
I mean,
that's
you
true.
know, I have a friend. He's from the
Always.
Bahamas. He said, "Bro, the Bahamas is so corrupt. That's why they can't never advance. The guys,
I
the
believe that as
people, the president there. They call them. They don't call them president. They call them. Whatever name is, they steal all the money. I mean, they ain't there for the people.
No.
So it's very. You think we corrupt? They said, man, them jokers is off the chain, and that's why people leave there and come to the United States because like you said, the living conditions are horrible.
Yeah.
I went there and saying, well, hell, I could have went to Pioneers for this. It's raggedy, baby. I'm just saying, I been laid. I ain't have to leave the United States to go to see a third world country that's it has so much. But Oprah, she doing good.
Oh yeah, Oprah.
She lives there?
Good.
She got a place down there, Atlantis. I think the rooms up the top cost $50,000 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Wow.
There's a
A
Michael
night?
Jackson suite up there.
Yeah.
You know how much it costs just to go in for the day and like use the stuff in there? $300 a pop, brother.
Wow.
Just to go, like more than Disney, bro. I was like, are y'all crazy?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Just to go in, there's like an aquarium and like a beach and stuff. It's like,
But this is the time of the year where they make their money. Tourism. They love their tourists. You'll never hear too much bad going on about tourists because the locals going to get him.
Yeah,
Because
there
man,
you
you
go.
messing up our money because a
Yeah.
lot of them are waitresses, they waiters, they cook. This is their busiest time of the year when we're coming. So they waiting on the Americans, even the lover boys, waiting on them girls to come. You know what I'm saying? By themselves. I'm telling
Them
you.
passport bros. We're just talking about them passport bros.
And what I'm saying, man,
Peace
you
on
know,
the streets does not condone passport broing. Just saying.
You know how many of them ask me if they can work here, and I guess you want to say United States, even though some part is U.S. They want to come here and work for us, and they ask me how can I help them come over here, passport and all. And I'm like,
Right.
No,
like you
okay,
said,
that's-
peace on the streets does not.
That's not what I mean by passport broing. That's what I mean.
That's the questions
Just-
I get. So
just
what are you
to-
talking about?
Just to educate the people at home, a passport bro is like a guy that can't really cut it in America in the dating world, so he goes to like a third world country to find a wife and bring her over. The typical example would be like the
Russia,
old white
Ukraine.
no, the old white guy with the tiny Asian wife.
Okay.
We've all seen that, right?
Yeah.
I see you nodding back there.
I've seen a lot from
We
Russia.
all see that. There's some of that too.
Where
of
they
course.
shop for a wife.
But you just
Yeah.
but you know
Wow.
what I
they
that's a passport bro. They go out.
But
into
that
like a
was
third world
Trump's
country and do
wife
that.
as well. The ex first lady. She was one of those.
Could be.
I'm just saying now. He was like
That's
fall
a
off his
good
seat.
point. I could.
But he didn't get called and hollered at. He's talking about immigrants. Well, your wife was that. So,
As
and you bought her.
as always, when you have enough money, things
That's
work
ridiculous.
different.
Oh, it's
So
right.
hypocritical.
Yeah, that-
Smack in the face to us all.
You know, we don't live in the same world, you know.
You're
They
right.
live in
He's in a different world.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a different planet.
Because
no
you know,
doubt.
my friend of mine, he's a golfer instructor to the rich, and the Ken Griffey Jr.'s, the Steve Harveys, and all that. We got somebody at the door.
I hear that.
And what happened is that all of a sudden he said, "Man, let's just pick up and let's fly to California from Florida."
What?
He said, "Man, I don't live in that world. I gotta go to work tomorrow, brother." So the rich live in a totally different world than we live in.
We got Cynthia Harris in the building.
Yeah.
Our favorite advocate. We got Isaiah. Is what I'm going to call it, right? Isaiah. How you doing? Speak close to the mic. Wait, we got to get his mic on.
All right.
Yellow.
Everybody should be live.
Oh, come on.
Oh yes, it's a beautiful day, everybody. For those of you that haven't heard, I gotta let y'all know, the GOAT, the one and only, Lionel Messi is coming to Inter Miami, official today, and it is the hypest news in the world. And I know, this name might not mean a lot to some of y'all, but
Who?
To the international world,
Soccer?
Messi,
Yes!
Messi,
I heard that now.
the Argentinian
I
World
heard
Cup
that.
winner. Yeah, everyone's
Wow.
heard of at least a Messi, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he officially announced today that he turned down $1 billion from Saudi Arabia
Wow.
They have $1 billion? Amazing.
for a 2-year contract.
A 2-year
For a
contract.
2-year
No human
contract.
is worth billions
They
of
were gonna
dollars.
give him $1 billion.
Well, we don't
right?
know that.
Prince, no human is worth $1 billion.
It all
I
depends- Hold
am.
on. Let me tell you.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, you know what? They don't
you.
give you just $1 billion just because you cute.
Yep.
They give you $1 billion because you can bring
I don't.
in.
I don't care if you're the.
You
I don't
bring
care
in
if you're the
$1
best soccer player in the entire world.
just-
No
he
one is worth $1 billion. Give it to the people.
He can bring in that money and more.
That's right, and that's why he get it.
there,
That's right.
you
So
know?
we'll give him $1
They
billion.
Ronaldo.
Give less than that.
They gave Ronaldo, I think, something like 200 million, something
offering
like
him
that.
$1 billion for 2 years.
Yeah, they offered Messi $1 billion for 2-year contract.
Yeah, man. I ain't-
But hey, listen, he ain't exactly coming over here for chump change.
No,
all right?
that's right.
They offered him $50 million a year for
Jesus.
4 years, plus part ownership of the club, plus a cut of the Apple TV streaming rights of the matches.
So
as
how
well.
much is that brother worth?
Good job.
When they offer you that, you are worth. That means you bringing in so much money,
They're-
and you
they're-
get paid off of that.
Their next
I ain't
season
mad at
tickets
it.
are already sold out.
Right.
Next season's already gone.
See that?
They have tickets going for $15,000 right now.
Yeah, man.
They got, like it's sold out immediately.
Give me my 50
like,
million, man.
It's gone.
If I'm finna bring that type of revenue in. And speaking of revenue in, we were talking earlier with what's up, Cynthia Harris?
Hey, how are
What's
you?
up? What's
Everything
up?
is good. We're gonna be talking about why medical marijuana, the recreation, is it benefiting colored and brown people? Are we getting a piece of the pie?
I'm guessing no.
How
What do you
many-
mean by that? I don't understand the question.
Well, black and brown people should be getting a part of that money. What we're saying is that they should give the business to farmers, black farmers and Spanish farmers as well.
Yeah.
Not just a certain
So,
color.
Are you saying they're not? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't never heard of this.
Well,
So when they decided to do the marijuana, for medical purposes, they only allowed 5 farmers
Interesting.
to have the contracts to grow in Florida.
Farmers.
5 only in the whole state?
5.
Farmers.
So now, effective now, this year they decided to allow black farmers in on the pot. So we have 12 applicants. 2 of them have completed everything. 10 of them are still kind of in the queue, but they haven't been finalized or approved to grow just yet.
Okay.
So they already chose their 5, and they're all white.
Yeah.
Right.
And how
It's a
are we
coincidence.
not
That's what we're
understand?
saying. We want to be at.
Coincidence.
So here's what happened.
Whoopsie daisy.
So it went from 5 to 22. So now they have 22
Wow.
farmers that don't look like us.
Oh, okay.
So what they
Just another coincidence. Don't
another
worry.
That's a lot.
coincidence. So what happened was when you had the 5 initial farmers, the rest of them sued Florida.
Nice.
And
what's
so
up.
when they sued, they were able to, the judge ruled in their favor to give them license to farm.
Nice.
So that's
How-
brought it to our attention because what they've done.
However,
Wow.
at the time, we weren't allowed. Now think about it.
What?
For the last 40 years, we've been arrested. Some of us are still incarcerated
For marijuana.
for marijuana.
Isn't that something?
And a lot of people are still fighting to get out of prison,
Right.
to be pardoned
crazy.
for something that now you're going to collect revenue. You collect the revenue on us in the prison system.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Now I guess it's kind of getting small, and you decide, okay, well, let's make it legal. And so you have medical marijuana, recreational marijuana is something that they're trying to get on the ballot to approve, possibly in the 2024 election.
Let's go.
But again, look at the hardship that is caused on black and brown people. We've not been able to capitalize on any of that. So is it fair to us not to get the reparations?
No, you know what? I'm
Right.
glad that they did this sooner than later, like right now. They
So-
brought it to our attention.
So what are like the legal mechanisms that they're using to be able to suppress black and brown ownership?
So
How they choose the farmers.
initially, when they started, you had to be a grower for 30 years. Now you know that you can't grow. When
This
it's-
doesn't
it's-
make sense.
it's
Well, they got so
illegal.
it was
much
illegal,
game, man.
pendejos.
So now
They're awful. boy.
they've relaxed it. So for the black farmers who have applied, you must have been a grower for 5 years. So again, on the federal level, marijuana federally is illegal. You can't go to the airport and have possession of it. You have some ordinances here in the city of Orlando where if you're caught with it, they'll give you a fine. But the key word is discretion.
Right.
So you get caught with it, and you got a cop that's, hey, I ain't feeling it.
Right.
You still can
Turn
be jailed.
around.
Yeah.
I smell marijuana.
So it's a setup.
Lucky
It's
you.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like you damn if you do, if you don't.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not federal.
So it's a
yet.
trap, man.
But
Right.
once it's
So
federal,
Once it's
then
federal,
you can be able to have it.
then you know you could kind of. It's like prohibition when alcohol was illegal. You know, right now marijuana is still federally illegal in the United States.
And that's why they're having problem putting it in the banks.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yes.
saying they're making so. I watched the thing maybe 5 years ago about the growth of marijuana, how they doing with recreation and medical.
believe it when
They
I
are
heard that
making so the lines soon as they find they open up, they got 20 deep all day.
So the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
way it's
And- but
legal
you can't put it in the bank.
that a cop won't be discretion on you is if you have a ID, like a medical ID. That's the only
Probably
way
so, right.
to get away with their
Yeah.
discretion.
Right. And
Keyword discretion.
Even with
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
because it is still illegal in the state of Florida.
because you know how
Hey.
they're trying
but
to
if you have
set
a
you
medical
up.
card,
If you
you have a
have a
reason.
medical
Don't-
card, you could get away with going to a dispensary and buying it.
Yeah.
However, the key word is discretion. Remember now, you have road cops.
Yes.
Your word against theirs.
Remember,
So don't smoke in the car.
remember that there's such a sorry, it's just like remember there's such a thing as like getting arrested for resisting arrest.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, that's some game.
So if all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's like, oh, he had
It's-
marijuana, so I had probable cause to be
Yeah.
scared, and
Yeah.
ba, 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 all of a
Right.
sudden,
And
yeah.
I smell it and I'm going to gonna pull you over.
Yeah. I
Even
smell
though
it.
even if they don't smell it, they're gonna pull you over and say, "Hey,
I smell
probable
marijuana."
cause.
Yeah.
I searched you because I smelled marijuana and you didn't have any."
And they try to set you up in their wordings. Like I had got stopped, and
sure.
he said, "I smell medical marijuana. I smell marijuana." I said, "Well, lucky you." You know, I said, "Lucky you."
Lucky Kristen to get arrested
You
for
know.
that.
So he was like, "We said, sir, it was 4 guys in there. We had just got off work. There's no marijuana in there. We already knew." He said, "Well, y'all already smoked it up, sir." We haven't had any marijuana because now if I'd have said we smoked it, now we
Yeah.
riding high.
DUI or
Now,
DWI.
yeah, now
Driving
you
while
riding high.
intoxicated.
So I was
marijuana
like,
out
sir,
here,
and we
sir.
ain't had no. We just getting off work, sir. Look at us. We had
try
our
to get
shirts
you.
on,
Is that
but they
something?
tried to word you now
Like
saying that okay,
attorneys.
you done smoked it up.
Yeah,
And if I'd
yeah.
have said yeah, now turn around. You've been right. You
They're gonna search your vehicle. They're gonna search you guys, and
Yeah.
someone's
Well,
gonna
there
get
was
in
a
trouble.
We can
case
lock you
where-
up
and
because
it
you
was-
agreed that you riding high.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a case where there wasn't marijuana, where a man he was stopped downtown in the Paramore community, and they said that it was cocaine. Guess what it was?
What?
The glaze from a donut.
I saw that video.
yeah.
I thought that was just like a TikTok thing.
No, that was
That's
real.
real.
Oh wow.
That's
That's
real. So
crazy.
people have to not get lackadaisical.
Right.
If it's not federally approved,
It means nothing.
it
Yeah.
means absolutely nothing because again, the airport is a federal building.
So,
So
what,
if you have even if you have a marijuana card, go to the airport and see what
Yeah,
happens.
I
Go
got
to
a
the
medical.
airport,
They
got
gonna
it.
man.
so what can we
Yeah.
do on the state level?
Well,
Smoke at home, and you.
I mean, as far as like try to help either, more black and brown farmers get a cut of the pie by, I don't mean to sound like a Republican, but maybe deregulation in this sector. Like, I believe sometimes regulations can be used as a way to like suppress new coming industries, which just because certain people have had industries for longer than other people, it tends to be harder for newer industry, which tend to be other kinds of people to be able to go up at the same time, right?
Well,
so
what's
can
gonna
we-
happen
Can we
after-
vote against that? Basically,
So
what can we do?
so just like when medical marijuana became the law of the land in Florida, you
Thank
had
you.
Morgan. He did a petition,
Right.
and you have to have so many petitions so that you can get it on the ballot to vote on it. The other way is to talk to your legislation, not just your local legislation, but statewide, because they all have a say in a vote in this. So when you're trying to get things passed, you got to reach the masses. You can't just reach 1 or 2 people that may be on your side. You got to be able to have some type of contact with them all so that they're all on the same page to
And-
get these things going.
And guess what? Another problem: black and brown people do not stand up for issues. We won't come out for the issues to play.
That's why I'm so happy
We
to
do
hear
not-
that
yeah.
they did stand up. They went against really pretty fast, and I didn't even know this was happening. Who was the ones that chooses these farmers?
Our legislation, they have a government committee. So if you watch the government channel, you can see a lot of things. So
Okay.
everything in government has public assets. So from your city, your county, your links commission, your GOA board, which is the airport, metro plan, they all have access. Whether you go to a committee in person, you can always watch these live. So you can watch it on Orange TV. There's the government channels. Sometimes PBS have
Yeah, I will.
ESPN, not ESPN, CNN. So you have some government entities, and then of course, for people who are tech savvy, the internet. So you can always pull a YouTube, because a lot of the government they upload their videos to YouTube. So you can go and see what's happening in your local government as well as your statewide government. You can
Yeah.
watch it live.
Here we go. We got this is what it is, right, Cynthia? So first of all, there's Tito, huh? Tito's on top of the apple.
Because that was special request.
This is beautiful. And so you hand make these. And it has Juneteenth, which I assume that's what it is because of colors. You got the Tito on the top so you can get nice drinks. So this is a Tito apple. That
Yeah.
means this is vodka, right? Or rum. What's this?
That's vodka.
Vodka.
That's vodka, yeah.
Vodka candy apple. Have you ever had this before?
Man, no.
Have you ever, Isaac?
I
You're over 21, right?
And then-
I have had one of those, but what
Okay.
I have not had is one of these
the
bad
gummy
boys
bears.
right here.
Look at our gummy bears.
These were pledged the emancipation gummies, and I feel emancipated, my boy. I feel the freedom in me, okay? 'Cause
That's right.
These things right here are thick, juicy, delicious, and smacking.
So, if you want some of these desserts, give them your contact information, Cynthia Harris.
Okay, I'm on Facebook at C-Tastic Gourmet Snacks.
Nice.
You can reach me by phone 407-308-2975, and peace on the streets.
Come
That's
on.
right, you
That's
guys.
right.
Thank you, Cynthia Harris. We appreciate you. We got we'll be back in again next month. She come in once a month, you guys, and just keep up. Let us know what's going on, out here in our in Florida.
Yeah, in Florida
what should be
and
going
just
on?
in the United States, because
Yeah.
she is so insightful. She gives us so many information that we didn't even know was going on right under our nose. Gets me so upset. We love you, Cynthia Harris.
you,
Thank you,
Cynthia.
Cynthia. All right, let's go to sports talk. In a minute.
Sports talk right now. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
Maybe next
So
time
the
I'll
PGA
ask.
Tour, is getting merged with the Live tournament, which is because the Saudis are basically trying to sports wash the entire world by just flexing billions and billions of dollars onto everything. They're trying to cover up their terrible human rights records, from things like using slaves for the World Cup stadiums to persecuting homosexuals to funding 16 of the hijackers for our 9/11 that ended up blowing the two towers. So even though they did all those things, they seem to get away with everything because they have a lot of oil money, and we love oil money.
Yeah.
And speaking of oil money,
we
of
keep
course,
them-
we were just
keep them
talking
stacked.
about they offered Leo Messi almost $1 billion to go to Saudi Arabia, but he said, no thanks. And he signed with Inter Miami, baby. Let's go.
Wait, so we signed Miami, not Orlando?
No, not Orlando.
Oh,
No,
man.
no,
Wishes.
no.
Oh, no.
Nah, he's
Orlando
crazy. He ain't
wishes.
that
There's
crazy.
no
I thought it was
way.
here.
You think he was gonna come live here over Miami?
Oh, you guys stink.
Let's be real.
No,
Let's be serious.
no, we got to build up
Yeah.
Orlando.
Let's be
Nobody
serious.
shows us love.
I wonder how
What
much he's
Disney
gonna be
gets
able
it.
to.
I
he's
mean,
gonna be
Disney
able to
gets
grow
enough
it.
Orlando money,
That's
honey.
true. That's true.
Disney.
But
I
still,
mean,
no players, no concerts. Like we always get
we
skipped.
do get a lot of stuff.
No.
We do get a lot
Not
of
with-
stuff.
No.
Lakeland
Not as
gets it.
much.
Lakeland get a lot of our stuff. A lot of concerts to go to Lakeland first because they feel like
I
it'll
don't know
get
what you guys
Tampa.
are talking about.
But,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna tell you, a lot of
You talking about, like, the
a lot of the
GI?
white concerts are packed out. But a lot of artists, I know they don't want to come here.
all the big,
I know.
They can't sell.
all the biggest names end up in Orlando at some point.
At some point, and by
Like-
then it's like 6 years later.
I'm not saying
Everybody goes to Tampa, Jacksonville.
I'm not saying
Skips
that. I'm
Orlando.
not saying that we're like the best place in the world. You know what I'm
We
saying?
are,
I'm
we
not-
are, and you'll get out of here.
Oh,
Disney World too.
We are.
I mean, if you want to come to Disney, I guess, right? But Miami's really dope, right? And,
No.
and they offered him a lot of money.
it is.
They're not dope.
Yeah,
It's a real city with real championship
yeah,
aspirations in every
yeah,
sport.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
we had that
And
before.
a lot more people.
Miami bigger than
More people,
Orlando.
especially. And it's got
I
a lot
give you more people.
Yeah,
That's
they got
it.
more people.
So they.
I don't
Messi-
like Miami that much.
I don't like it because bougie for no reason. Sorry, Miami.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not here trying to dick ride Miami. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like you are. You should go to our city.
I'm not here riding for Miami. I'm just saying, like, I'm happy that Messi's somewhere close by. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was in
Well,
Spain
you can see
before,
him. I
you
hear
know?
That's
you
right,
on
yeah,
that. I
'cause-
hear you.
All the money that was over there is gonna come over here to MLS, and
Yeah.
hopefully try and grow MLS because
Right.
it's kind of lame. MLS is kind of lame. They don't really, it's getting better. Like it's
It
a growing
is.
sport here, and it's just weird that with all the people that we have here, all the Latinos and everything, that it's not a bigger thing.
Right.
But it comes from like the institutions here, because I remember even in my high school, our football team was booty cheeks. All right, they were straight up dog water. All right, they couldn't score a touchdown against like a 5-year-old group of ballerinas.
That's crazy.
But for some reason,
What was your team? What was it? What?
Celebration High School.
Oh, yeah, man, really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They-
Celebration
they-
got drugged.
they were out there to get beat up by everybody.
Osceola
But
couldn't
they
wait
They
to
would-
get them.
but they would get the majority of the sports budget every single year.
Because Celebration is a rich place.
Yeah,
Yeah, we used to
They-
like to play in the
they-
rich stadium, the
yeah.
ghetto hood food.
You
I
had,
mean,
yeah.
I
They had a
mean,
nice stadium. They had
yeah.
nice clothing and all that.
Yeah, they ain't
and the
no
soccer
players.
team would go up to like nationals or get close to it, and we would get dog water like budgets. They
Okay.
wouldn't give us nothing. They'd be like, "Yeah, you
Right.
guys are gonna have to share the same jersey with the JV." Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know what
right.
to tell you. And we're out here traveling to go win more championships than them. And it was the same for like
Wow.
other sports, but. Because the schools are like, no, of course, the football team gets the money.
That's
You're the
right.
Football team.
But did the
Yeah.
crowd support?
No,
That's what I mean
it was
for
garbage.
soccer. So like people are still going to show up to that
let
dog
me, let me
water.
tell you how
It's
that
so
works
dumb.
though, because the football team could turn around and say, "This is how much money we bought in." If you ain't
what-
bring,
it's
that's
all
what
about
it is,
numbers.
They
it's
weren't
all
showing
about-
up to those either.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah,
No,
okay.
this was just funded by the parents. I'm guessing that were like,
Yeah,
no, the
but
football
they
team
make
gets
it,
the money
but
because
they
they're the football
they're
team.
gonna bring in more money on game day. If more people gonna be on game day,
Nah,
yeah,
bro.
that's how I
not,
normally
not, in,
go.
not in my school.
Oh, not in your
So
Not in
Isaiah,
my
how do you
school,
feel about
no.
soccer?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't follow soccer like that.
No, he doesn't like it
respect-
either.
I respect. No.
That's all
I
right.
respect it, but I don't think it's as exciting as football. If we have to
No,
put one up
me
against the
neither,
other.
man.
That being said, Messi could
That's
bring
okay.
it to America. The problem, like
Yeah.
you were saying, is we don't have enough urban youth, all the different minorities classes.
Yeah.
America favors football so heavily,
heavily.
that none of the people that have all these other skill sets could actually play soccer.
That's true, and they make soccer like a very rich people thing because it's
Yeah.
like you got to go to camps, and there's no like
Yeah,
free
it's
way to
real.
get to
Right.
those camps.
No,
You're,
there
you're not
isn't.
gonna get. And there's also no soccer fields in the hood. If you put some soccer
That's what
fields
I'm
in the
saying.
hood,
Yeah.
we might
Well,
be having
I-
a
well,
different
hold on,
You,
well,
story.
some
you're
of them-
absolutely right about no, Prince. Let me tell you, he's so right about that because my son has been playing since 10 years old with 13, 14-year-olds because he's so tall. I couldn't get Royal into one of those leagues because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, there's-
Yeah,
And
That's
as big
expensive.
as my son is and how much they want him, I needed the money.
Right.
And I still can't. So I feel like I failed him. And the only way he can
Oh,
get
yeah.
into anything now is being but the men.
There-
Because
Uh-huh.
after 15, they don't even have leagues for 15-year-olds
a
unless
wow.
you're on these G
People- Really?
A lot,
Yeah.
of, a lot of the people that are
Unless on these G leagues
from
and
the
stuff.
national team, they say that the biggest thing that keeps America down is that the soccer academies are too expensive. There's no
I couldn't do
soccer
it.
academies in the hood. There's no soccer academies that are free or accessible to people, and therefore the best athletes don't go to them.
That's right.
Period.
They-
Right.
but
If they
just
were
like how they
available,
scout the
we would be
best
killing.
in the hood, why aren't they doing these things here? And there's only
Beats
rec
me.
centers that will support these kids for that can afford things like that.
And
right.
barely.
Right.
Yeah, so we're missing out on all this talent. We keep trying to reach out to people like Christian Pulisic, who he's an okay player, but
Captain America.
yeah, but it's like whenever you're
white.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He had white money to fund it the whole time
Exactly,
growing
the whole
up.
time. He's a legacy player, and he's just never going to be a Messi that grew up in the streets of Argentina kicking a ball around that, needed this special treatment from Barcelona to even be like a fully grown human adult. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the struggle is what makes the athlete, all right?
That's
Period.
it, man.
No struggle, no athlete.
Speaking
period.
of struggle, Denver is kicking Miami's butt.
Denver!
82 to 63. I'm rooting for Denver.
Me too.
Denver has never
Never
won
won a championship,
and so
huh?
that's why Miami. I was with them when LeBron.
Yeah, get your Miami
when they got
together.
to. They got three of them, man. So
Sorry, Miami, I
you
They
love
got
know.
other good news going on.
They got enough. They're good.
They can skip this one.
So the score right now is 82 to 63 going into the fourth quarter. Denver is up. It's tied. Series tied 1-1.
Wow, Prince.
And now Denver won one. Miami won the last game in Denver, so they came back to Miami for the next two games.
And they're killing them in
And-
Miami.
Yeah, they're killing
That
them
stinks when they kill you in your own city, Miami.
That's tough times.
Denver is
Stop
tough.
turning to me like I'm about to defend Miami.
I do. I turn the camera on Enyo. Let's speak about
Sorry, Miami.
Man,
I ain't riding for you like
know
that.
what I'm saying? But it is a lot of Spanish in Miami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they-
A lot of Cubans and a lot of
It's
Spanish,
like little Cuba,
man.
and over here is
But
little
they
Puerto Rico.
bougie though.
We
I
are
just said that.
I'm
I
telling
just
you.
said
very bougie.
They're very bougie,
Unnecessarily
man.
bougie. I
They,
don't know
they,
what
they
it is.
forgot
I
they
don't get it either.
man. They forgot they brown people. I was trying to work
you're
for some
right.
of them. They were looking at me like I was a peasant. I said, "Hold
Yeah, they
on.
will.
Yeah.
Y'all just got dropped off before me. I'm just saying." Jesus. Some
But let me
people-
tell you this: and I'm not saying all of them because we're gonna get letters and emails
A lot of
and
those
stuff.
might be
But
Venezuelans.
what
I'm
I'm
just
saying is
saying.
they even go against
saying.
their own Latinos brothers and sisters.
Do they?
Yeah, they
yeah.
discriminate against other. I mean, we all do, right? I guess so.
The
But
whiter
they
yeah,
even.
we do.
the more
Yeah, we
pain
do.
in the butt they are, man.
Because black
my
go-
mama be such a white
Are you guys
lady
Cuban?
sometimes,
Your mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
And my mom is like the whitest Cuban, right? Like
Okay.
when
Okay.
she walks
So
around,
she gets away with it.
they think she's white until
Oh, they
you
speak
speak
about
to
her,
her and she's
yeah.
like, just speak Spanish, right? You know what I mean? No, she gets treated like royalty, and then she opens her mouth and people are like, oh. You're
Interesting.
Spanish. Oh.
I knew you were from Cuba. I knew it.
Yeah. No,
And-
it's crazy.
And you know, but then a lot of times, like whites get the bad rap. Like they said that whites have this system set up. A lot of mafia has this system set up like mafia, so it wasn't all just white. So I just had to defend the whites on that. I know y'all big on the money, but this thing is set up with mafia. If you watch Godfather would show you a lot of how this system was set up, and it wasn't just only white people. Europeans. It was a lot of Sicilians
It's
and
Italian.
mafia.
I would still count those as white people, but you know.
Okay, but they don't consider themselves white.
They don't consider. Prince is right. They are white. They
Yeah,
are
yeah, they
European,
look
but
white to
Prince
me.
is right. They don't consider themselves white. The
I mean,
Sicilians
the
don't.
I think
Sicilians.
today they would probably consider them white as well, though. You know what I
If
mean?
you call them white, they will
hold
not.
on, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
that's like
They
me
know how to
calling
play
a
the
Dominican
card.
black, and they're like, "No, I'm not black. I'm Dominican."
Well, see,
It's like, all right,
hey, they
bro.
know how to play it unto their favor. And
True,
then,
true.
like a lot of them that I knock at doors now that I've been around a lot of Spanish, I was like, before I thought you was a white guy.
Yeah, that happens. I mean,
but
Spanish
you was
people are-
Italian.
There's a lot of white
But they
Spanish
still are
people.
white. They're
And
European,
honestly,
Prince.
a lot of
They're
them
white.
are
Right.
super obnoxious. My mom's racist.
Okay.
Right? Like, my mom was,
I know.
my mom was straight up
We love you,
racist.
Mom.
My
bro.
mom was
happy.
racist
I
too.
gotta
My
tell
mom
her
was
some
racist.
stuff sometimes. I'm like, Mom, you cannot be saying this stuff, bro. Like,
You know, I couldn't bring a
stop.
white girl to the house.
we all
When I was
have
coming up.
racism in us.
Yes, we
Let's
do.
just be
Yeah.
real.
but racism is more to do with like the implementation of power. You know
Right.
that's you're talking like your mom not wanting you to bring white girls over is more bigotry.
Yeah, okay, right.
Racism is like I can implement some force on you
Yeah,
because
right.
of this dichotomy, right?
True.
And my mom is actually racist.
Well,
you know? That's a problem.
That's all the way in.
Am I
understand.
racist? I made this statement the other day, yesterday. Somebody cut me off, and he looked like he was from Mexico, and I said, "That's why the Santa's gonna get you out of here." I mean, I
my
said,
God, Prince.
is that racist?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a little racist, bro.
First, like, the only thing that my parents ever told me, and I'm
All
not gonna.
them non-driving son of a
Oh,
gun.
my goodness.
He just came all the way
I
over.
have the
can't
same
say
feeling
that, Prince.
sometimes.
I asked God for forgiveness.
You
but
must.
But he,
I do sometimes.
but
be
he
like, I
came
wish
on.
this
He didn't
Puerto
even
Rican went
look.
back to his-
He didn't even. Y'all, he didn't even stop. He just came all the way over, and then he looked
Oh,
like
my
Poppy.
God.
Poppy, my ooh,
So
man.
listen, I don't know if
I'm
this is
just saying.
racist or
We're
not,
starting
but
a race war. This
I know we are. I
episode.
know we are. The only thing that my parents had a problem with when I moved to Florida is that when I moved here, the only thing I ever said when I moved here is like, just
Gold
don't
teeth.
bring. That's right. They said don't bring a guy over with gold teeth.
I told my
We got a
daughter that
problem.
too.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I told my daughter that. I don't want to see him. I don't want to smile at him. Mute him down.
Yeah,
Go.
that's true.
I told my daughter I don't want to meet him.
I'm repping
Don't even
that.
bring them to my house.
So you're not a fan of that as well.
No, man.
Really?
No, you ain't bringing them gold teeth.
Oh, yeah,
mouth
no,
full of gold
no,
smiling,
no,
man.
no.
You ignorant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's ignorant ish right there, man.
That's
I don't-
facts.
But they did it to show the girls they had money.
Right.
That's what the thing was about.
Really?
I wanted
Even though
one
they
at
didn't
one
have
time.
money.
But see, Miami took it to a different level. They got all the. I just wanted to look gold teeth on the side.
Yeah.
The girl asked Tiger Woods to pay her rent. What was $1,200? Do you know that chief scoundrel said he broke?
Good for him. Good for him.
That ain't good for him.
In his
When
commercial,
you out here
man.
creeping,
Yeah,
I mean, no, he ain't got no
he's
skills.
fine. He's
No,
fine.
no,
right?
he wasn't. You
But
know how
he
much
is
money?
now.
I'm just saying. You know how much money he lost.
Bro, you know how much money he had?
I
He
know. I'm
fine?
just saying.
He did
bro.
follow. He
he'll
did
be
follow the
alright.
footsteps of his dad because his dad did the same thing, and he actually grew up watching his dad
Yeah.
cheat on his mom
Well-
in front of their eyes. This
Yeah.
is horrible, guys.
You know,
It
I'm
is
just saying.
bad.
But I mean, if you're gonna play, you're gonna have to pay. That's what happened to.
All the time, they have to pay for all the women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what you
Yeah.
signed
That's what
up
happened
for.
with
Yeah,
Kobe.
that's true.
That's what happened with Kobe. The girl asked him to give her $100. Kobe
Right.
said he broke.
But that is what
So he
happened.
done laid up for 30 minutes and she done gave him a round the world treat.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Apparently.
He said he broke. Sorry, baby, I ain't got it
I
right
ain't
now.
got no
You
money.
can't be representing the Nike check but unable to sign one. Like, that's crazy to me. You have the money.
That's
You
true.
got the money, man.
You gotta-
and
you
if
gotta
you'd have
spend it.
paid them, they'd have kept their mouth shut.
But
So they're
I just
fools.
don't see why
Yes.
they don't just have an open relationship and be done with all that.
That's
nonsense,
it.
you
And just
know?
tell everybody, I'm not dating. I'm
Yeah,
open.
I'm
Yeah,
open. That's
yeah.
it.
No feelings
Chilling.
get hurt. And
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
do, oh well, it's
Oh,
open.
That's not your. That's not. Yeah, it's not my
yeah, but
problem.
I hear you
know,
on that.
It'd be
I
that
mean-
easy.
I mean, but you know, sometimes girls say, "No, Tiger, I want you to be the only Tiger Woods
Yeah,
in my life."
right, bro.
You know, I'm just saying.
They're not the
Yeah,
only ones in
man.
both ways.
Move him on then.
Yeah.
See you later, honey.
How you feel about Scottie Pippen with Michael Jordan's son dating Scottie Pittman's
How you feel about
ex-wife? And she used to change his pamper.
don't know. What are we talking about?
She's a good-looking chick, though.
Yeah, she is.
Larsa?
Scottie Pippen.
What's the age difference here?
20?
She used to change his Pampers.
20 years, I think it
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
You got it.
That's awkward.
That's a
It
long
is
time.
awkward.
Her son's out here playing on
If-
teams with
if
players
the-
she's hooking up with.
And she's
That's
watched
weird.
him grow, literally.
If the sexes were reversed, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if the sexes would switch, we'd be like, that's
It'll be
really
worse on the
weird.
man. Yes, it
Yeah.
will be.
That,
Yeah.
that would be like, you can't be doing
But
that.
he 30.
Yeah, they're
He in his
grown-ups. He's
30s, they
past
grown.
30, man. They're
She
grown.
She 55.
Like,
Okay.
she's
56.
slamming.
Then what's the problem?
There's
Why are we
not.
talking about
It's
it?
just the age
Well,
difference.
well,
It's
no,
not-
hold on,
I don't get
okay,
it.
now the problem is, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen is beefing.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So they're beefing.
Listen, let the
and
senior
so-
citizens beef. I don't know.
Because Scotty
Go get
he
it.
wrote a book out and said, well, Mikey is kind of grimy.
How about the beef between Trump and DeSantis? I
Oh,
think that's the good.
That's not sports. We're sports
Meatball
talk
Ron.
right now.
Yeah. We're just getting into some
We bring the politics and sports.
But that's a big beef right there.
But they ain't even playing no more. You know what I mean? I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Scotty
it's
trying to
just
sell his
surprising.
book.
True.
Cause he came out and started. I'm just saying, why you come out and start dissing Jordan? And then he contradicted himself. He in one interview back in the day saying Jordan is the best player hands down. Not because he's trying to sell his book. Jordan ain't ish. He was a terrible teammate. He was 101. He ain't win no without me and all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that goes back to The Last Dance. MJ made him look real bad in that
He
documentary.
did, and then he made himself look great and made everybody else. He said, a lot of stuff that people said he talked about he shouldn't. Like he came into the locker room, and everybody's in there doing cocaine.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So now
what a
you know what
He
surprise.
said my rookie year.
So you know what happened.
Yeah.
Let's find out all the players that played with Michael Jordan at his rookie year. You know how reporters is, and guess what we're going
Right.
to?
They're all of them.
They're going straight
Yeah,
to them.
But why can't he talk about his life? Like that's what he went through. Why can't he talk about it? Why does he have to be quiet about
Well,
it?
see what they
He's not
saying
calling
is
out
that-
names.
Well, okay, but guess what? The media is saying we're going to find all his teammates.
Let them do
where
the
they at.
research. Pfft. Go ahead,
And
question.
I'm just saying, but now I got to sit up there and then defend that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Everybody, all of them do it. It just said that you shouldn't just say
cocaine in
something.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that not stop
How do you
them?
think they stay so shredded?
How do you think John Bones Jones is so fast on his feet?
Heck yeah, they all do stuff.
Man,
All
it's
day.
all day,
That's
every
one of
day.
the-
That's
I really
something.
thought athletes
You got-
really stay
nah.
away from drugs.
No.
They're the ones to do the most drugs.
Yeah.
How can they? How can it be an athlete though? How can they still be so?
By doing
Oh,
drugs.
Neo.
you stop.
Listen,
Hey, the trainer.
performance
The trainer.
enhancing drugs.
Hey,
You
they
know what
finna
I
test.
mean?
They
Yeah.
finna test. They finna drug test us.
Yeah.
All the ball men, the guys that don't play, they need y'all to go in and take them drug tests.
Oh yep. And,
I
they,
said
and
this
the
one,
coaches
that's how this go,
themselves
man.
will like the coaches have staff that give them the certain things, and then they tell them how to get off of it, how to like treat the symptoms that
And
they
this
get.
starts in
and everything.
high school.
Yeah, yeah.
High
Yeah.
school kids,
Yep.
great players, good players get away with a lot.
Yep.
They don't
You
test
wouldn't
at high
believe
school
it.
either.
You know?
No.
And you see
Interesting.
a dude that's like,
But they be failing. Like how they handicap the ones in high school. They be failing, and what happened? They get somebody to go in there and take the classes for them. And
that
then
too.
when you go to college, they never give you nothing that goes into your major, just small classes so
That's
you can
real.
grind,
but
grind
also,
through,
but
man.
also, high school
Most.
students do steroids as well.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
what's the incentive not to? Because
Yeah.
even if
Right.
you're not going to make it to the pros, if you're going to get a scholarship, you might as well.
Until the scholarship, at least
Yeah.
don't
I
like bust
mean,
your heart.
You're busting like 10, 20 or more years out of your life with those steroids, though. You
Big
know,
time.
it's
and
a,
yo,
it's a,
they
it's
don't
a
make it
big
past
risk.
like 50-something years
A
old.
lot
No,
of
some of
a
them
lot
go
of
early.
a lot of them
Yeah.
go very early.
Yeah, yeah.
It's- you're spinning the roulette, but you are whenever you're pursuing sports in general, right?
Right.
Like if you break a leg or even a small bone or an ACL or any of that, all those years of hard work could just go down the drain, right? So the same way, one of those needle pokes might be your last one of those runs might be your last one. We all accept the dangers of going into sports, and that's why I think that PED should be legal in sports.
Yeah.
Let's go.
PD?
Yeah,
Saudi should
PEDs.
make a PED
For sure.
league.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
I watch it too.
Huh.
I would watch it.
All drugs allowed.
Tell
You
me
know what
Barry
I mean?
Bonds hitting
If you
home
wanna
runs wasn't
take him-
exciting?
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
exciting.
that was
That
the
made
best times
baseball.
of
That's
baseball.
right.
Yeah, right.
That
It
was the
was.
best
But he
times of
also grew an
baseball.
inch at like 30 years old. Didn't
Yeah,
make
because
sense.
he was
2
taking so much
inches.
HGH that it could probably
But-
kill
well,
an
how-
elephant.
But the
Okay,
show
well,
with
how
boy
about-
Alex Rodriguez was the
Arnold
same thing.
Schwarzenegger was on HGH.
Yeah, all
and
of them.
Alex
you know.
Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how about a league for guys
Just
that
something.
don't want to run against? He wants to be gay. I think we need a gay league for guys, because I don't think, because what's happening now is the gay guys are saying they want to run against the women. I think all gay guys,
Gay
I know
league.
you should, a gay league. I'm
You're
just
talking about,
saying.
like, transgender people.
Yeah, because what happens.
Transgender, right?
Yeah,
No,
but-
I think my original idea actually is just abolish all genders and just let everybody kind of do their thing.
What, no, but I'm
I
just
think
saying,
that'd
a
be
man
awesome
should
to
run
watch.
against a woman.
with unisex
Because-
bathrooms.
but
but the gay
watch,
men,
Okay.
Have you ever seen Starship Troopers?
but you might not want to watch it, but there's a
You
lot
should
of
watch
gay
that.
people that'll watch that and say, okay, he's
There's-
a gay man running against a gay man. He
But
shouldn't
there's
run.
only-
He's not gonna run against a gay woman.
Bro,
I mean,
there's only like
a straight
10%
woman.
of Americans are gay. That's not enough to like
I don't
have
know.
AIDS and stuff,
sustain,
yeah.
to sustain a league. That's just not
Who,
doable.
man, you know how strong gay people come out and support each other?
I would
Yeah,
say
that's true.
They
And
support
got
each
some
other,
money
man.
as
Yeah,
well.
they got money.
They hired Mariah Carey.
Thank you.
For the gay pride parade.
Come on, man.
To hire Mariah Carey,
The gay people
you got
stick-
money.
They stick
the
together
math-
better than black and brown
You
people.
got
the
you're
math
right,
ain't-
you're
the
right
math
about
ain't
that.
math
They
ain't-
have more rights before black and brown people.
Sure
I'm
do.
just saying. They
But
still
my
do.
thing is that give them their own league instead of them men going over there running against the women.
Nah.
Playing against. What you mean?
Nah.
No. I don't want a male
Nah.
go run against a woman. Do
They're
you?
not-
Hold on.
they're
Let's ask
not.
me. Do
They're
you
not
think
men.
that's fair?
No, even if you're trans, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but does it transgender mean you're going through a hormonal
Yes.
and transferring yourself?
You are.
You still strong as a man.
So,
No, you're
oh
not.
yeah, I don't
you
think that
is.
is
You know
fair
you're not.
because it's not natural,
You're
and it
not.
can't possibly work like the way your natural body
so-
can do. So.
so
I'm saying
there-
everybody
there
ain't
are-
got the sex
So
change.
listen,
and that's running.
there are certain sports in which you will get some advantages, right? But if just transitioning to a woman made you the best woman athlete, then those transgender athletes would already be the best women in sports. That's how it should be, right? However,
I don't agree.
okay, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying, right? If it's true that it's not fair for for quote unquote men
Right.
to compete in women's sports, then those that are doing it should be the number one right now.
And
right?
they are.
They're
Do
not.
you watch men? They standing
They're
up
not.
with their hands up.
No, it's just factually not. They're just factually not
every
the
time
best.
I see one, they got their
Look them
hands
up.
up in the air.
There's not a single.
got their hands
There's
in the
not a
air.
single trans athlete that's the number one period in their sport.
Man should be
not one.
running
They're
against
just
man.
it's like minor league kind of thing, like wrestling. Like they're making it happen,
But
but,
there's just-
they're
Men are
not-
stronger than a woman.
it's-
If there
it's-
was,
I don't care if he
if
changes
Yeah.
his
but,
sex.
but,
It's
but then
real.
wouldn't they be the best?
I
And they're
don't
not.
know. A lot of them
so
is.
that's
How
what
about
I'm
the
saying.
ones I'm talking about? What I've seen.
Because they're not allowed
I've
to.
seen some of
You
them.
you have seen a swimmer that crushed in one event.
I've seen the race.
And in that race,
running.
No, okay, maybe
I'm
a
talking
race.
about what I saw.
Okay, maybe they
I don't
won,
agree, period.
Maybe they won in
The
like one
transgender's coming in
race.
against the other sex.
But
No.
you got to remember that in an event, you don't just do one race; you do several. And I'm sure that they didn't crush in all of them. Like the swimmer that got very famous, she crushed in one race, but in that event, she actually came in 5th. And then he made a huge deal because she crushed in one event by a whole lot.
The
Crushed
women,
record.
the women athletes
But
are
she's-
complaining though.
Yeah, but again, she's 5th.
Okay.
So she's not the best.
Okay.
So there were a lot of women that were better than her.
Yeah.
So the argument just falls apart right there. So I think what we really need
just
to
think
do
we should not mess with that.
is just, one, who cares? It's like very rare cases. But two, let them be.
But the women are complaining.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I mean, they.
No,
but I'm just
I would
saying-
not wanna
I'm
go
just
against
saying
a
because
transgender. I don't think it's fair.
affecting
To
you
be
If they
though.
weren't good enough to get better than 5th, I don't care
So,
about their opinion.
Speaking as a woman perspective,
Yeah, from a
because I
woman.
have all men in the
Just
building
don't
right
care.
now,
Yeah.
literally, I don't agree.
I
I would
don't
not want to
either.
go against a transgender.
No.
I'm just saying.
Me neither.
That's fine, but you wouldn't want to go against a woman that's stronger and bigger than
I'd
you.
rather
I'd
go
rather
against
get
a
beat
woman.
with a woman
Beat
that's
by a
stronger and
woman.
better, man.
That's
If there's
man.
okay, there's a lot of women that are bigger and stronger than me, for example.
Correct.
I'm
Yeah.
only 5'7", like
I could
150
beat you right now.
pounds.
Just right.
You know, we could go at it pretty good, Mimi. All right. So if you got a big girl in here that's 200 pounds and starts rocking you around, it's not gonna be much different,
Nah.
right?
I would
So
accept
I'm
that. I'll
saying-
eat that.
I
So-
agree to disagree. I
so
think
I'm
men should
saying-
run against men
Yeah.
and women run against women.
I mean, Prince, you are a very special case, right? Because you're like the top level of what a man can be as far as like height, weight, all that stuff. So obviously, if you're gonna compare your situation, it's
no.
gonna be different.
No, I ain't
You know,
doing
You're
that.
not gonna find a whole bunch of other chicks that are gonna be the same size as big as you, but you're like the top 1.1% of men, right? Like of just humans in general,
Right.
In the world,
Okay.
right? So of course your opinion's gonna be a little different, bro. But like for most people that are like average height,
well, okay,
bro,
let's
there's so many
take the
chicks
vote.
that
Testosterone
will-
difference.
How
no,
about
but
you?
by the time
What do you
by
think,
the time
Isaac?
you're
Yeah.
competing,
Hold on, let's-
but
hold
on that
on.
point, on that point real quick, because a lot of people have that concern. By the point you're actually competing, they test your testosterone level so that they're the same as a woman. So you're gonna have the same levels as a woman. So
It's
you're not
not
gonna
natural.
have. So you're not gonna have
It's not
any of
gonna
the
work.
advantages really.
I don't
from having
agree,
higher
man.
tests.
I think
Not
a man.
natural.
I think we just need to create a league.
What happens if they give more hormones? No, I know what you're
Because
saying.
the women are
That's,
complaining.
that's like
Look,
saying-
Google it up.
That's,
Look-
yeah,
look
I don't
it.
care. I don't care that they're
Yeah,
complaining. I just don't care.
I mean,
Because you're not a woman.
You're not a
but
woman.
This is like saying black people need to have their own league. Black
No,
people need to
that's
have their own
different.
bathroom. No, it's the same thing.
No.
It's something that
It's
you're
about
born.
like
No.
the
You were
hormones
born
and
that
shit.
way.
I'm bored. I'm
They were
bored
born-
black.
Yeah, they
I'm
were born that
black,
way
but
too.
they ain't born a man.
I believe they were.
Correct.
Born, I believe they were.
They ain't got
Ooh.
a dangalang.
I believe they were
I gotta
born
get a
that
song
way.
in.
I
Oh, we got to hear. I say.
Go
I say.
write that. Go write that.
Do you
song.
plead the fifth? I say.
He's like, this is my first show. I don't think I'm ready for this.
First show career ended.